Like Chuck Norris, you can type Chuck Norris in any MMO and somebody will say
Chuck Norris.
Yeah.
Walker, Texas Ranger.
Chuck Norris.
Yeah, I know Chuck Norris. That's my boy, yeah. I'm in here with us all the time.
Chuck Norris, huh? He's kind of lame compared to Charlie Sheen these days.
So what's the answer to the Chuck Norris? Chuck Norris doesn't do push-ups, he pushes the earth down, that type of thing?
It used to be the running joke a while ago, but not anymore.
He got into the game when a lot when we started aging. Friends were getting married, and we're going out less. We're going to less. We used to go to a lot of shows. We hang around and party on the weekends together and stuff like that. And when that kind of socializing kind of faded, that's when his gaming started to pick up more, from what I can tell. Because we used to hang out every weekend and party all the time. Gaming was never an issue. He didn't do it. And then when he started doing it, you look at everything else that's happening too, right? It's not just he's working at the casino and got bored a couple of times. There's not a lot to do, A friend gets married, has a couple of kids, and another guy buys a house and moves to another city, and things just happen where and everybody knows you got 20 friends when you're 20 years old. When you're 30 years old, you're lucky to still have 10.
There's weddings in MMOs where in EverQuest, this girl and guy stayed up for like fucking days cooking like in-game cake and making ale and shit like that. And we had to go to this tunnel, and they're fucking doing their vows and da 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 da. And
so you were there for this?
Yeah, I was there for this because I was in the kin at the time, and I that part kind of makes me feel dirty.
I have a studio, and I can sit in front of my computer for 6-7 hours at a time too. And physically, I'm not being any more productive than he is necessarily. I get the luxury of saying somebody's paying me to do it, and I'm recording a project, so it's work-oriented, but it's still just as weirdly, it confuses me socially after like 7 hours of doing it. You go out to talk to your buddies, and your head's kind of swimming with the screen you've been staring at for so long. Editing, you've edited a movie. That's not fun. You're going second by second. But after a couple of weeks of it, it's less fun, right? You do cool things, and you're like, oh, that was fun, but...
The monotony.
Yeah, there is a monotony to it, and the games don't offer that. To me, they seem monotonous. I've heard Clark go after a sword or a ring or something for like a year, where his group is just constantly going, and they're hoping that some creature that they're killing is going to leave him a magic ring, and then maybe he'll win the roll to get it. And again, to me, it's still nothing. You don't really get anything from that. There's nothing coming back to you except the claim to have it. And, again, even then, it's not real. You don't have it.
When you go to player versus player, you're confined to one area only. You cannot come out into the real world, and those creatures only exist in that one area. So you can play a warg, a spider, an orc, and da-da-da, and then it's called creeps and freeps. And the people that are player versus environment, like my guys, I could go into that thing and I can either fight the monsters or I can switch to a monster. And the thing is about the monster play is you go up levels. Most MMOs involve going up levels and acquiring stuff. So like 65 is the max level. If you go to play a monster character, they automatically put you to level 65, just so you can go out there and cause havoc. I always say it'd be interesting if one day that the developers could do it, just like one day out of the year. Take that barrier down and all those bad creatures can come out into the real world and just raise havoc on everybody. It would never happen. There's no way they could do that.
But you're not playing anymore, so you're able to quit.
Yeah, I'm quitting.
Or cut back.
It ruins lives.
Yeah? So you think it's addictive?
It is, for sure.
Well, how'd you stop playing?
I just stopped. Well, I waited for my time to run out, and I never bought time.
Oh, so you had to pay?
Yeah, you gotta pay monthly for it.
How much?
$30, and you get 2 months actually for $30.
So $15 a month.
Yep.
I played EverQuest for 8 years. So for 8 years, I was paying $15 a month to play. Lord of the Rings comes along and says, "Okay, the game's been out for 6 months. We're going to let you buy your account outright for..." Not everybody bought their accounts. I bought my account because from playing EverQuest and knowing that I was going to play for like 8 years at $15 a month, if I bought my account for $300, I'm already saving my money. I've been playing my game for 4 years now, and I haven't paid a dime for it in like maybe 3 years. I think I bought it the first year.
I think online gaming like that, there's a lot of fun to it, and I don't want to discredit the actual level of fun, but I think that guys get really attached to the people they're talking to online, like they're a part of their immediate life and they're part of the game. And I think there starts to become a confusion between friends and online friends. Not to say that the relationships aren't valuable, but really they're engaging in the game as much as they have side conversations. I think they're spending a lot of time deluding themselves into believing they're being social.
I have a raid to lead tonight. It's a brand new raid. It just came out last week. I've made plans with 12 people, 11 people who have gotten babysitters, who have called in sick because it's new content, they want to see it, are coming together tonight. And that's where I get, like, I have friends that are like, they'll just pop out of here. They don't know what I'm doing that day, but they'll come by and say, hey, let's do this. And then I'll say, oh, I'm sorry, I got plans. And they're like, oh, you're ditching us for, fake people, stuff like that. And they get offended about it. And I can understand why. But in the same way, I've said to these people that I'm going to be there, and me being the raid leader, they want me to be there, and yet I don't show up. Like, I don't do that.
They have to schedule with the same people all the time, which makes it feel like more of a relationship. Jay with the kind of like Call of Duty kind of games, I think people are just as addicted to that, especially kids. It's just so much coming at you that everything else is boring. And so again, it's all about how much time you put into it, and these guys who develop up to it's level 65, 5 characters at a time, they can log on and see that they've burned in actual real time 5 months of their life.
On my EverQuest, after playing for 8 years, I was on my way out. I was done. Like, my guy was level 75. I put years and years into it, so much work, and EverQuest Sony decided to we're going to put EverQuest 2 out. It's going to be 500 years in the future, past your date, and you got to start all over again and create characters from scratch. I'm like, I just put 8 years of my life into a character, and now you want me to just delete it and start all over again? I was done. So I was on my way out. I wasn't playing as much and stuff like that. And then my buddy shows up for my birthday and says, here you go, I bought you this, which is Dave, the guy that has the internet addiction. He knows the problem. He bitches at me about being addicted to a video game, and he shows up and gives me a video game for my birthday.
So if Sony had it that you could export your player,
I would still be playing EverQuest. EverQuest is a better game than what I'm playing. It's a harder game. It's more detailed. My game that I'm playing right now, there's 9 different characters. Yeah, there's 4 different races and 9 different classes you can play. The max level is 65. I have 9 level 65s. In EverQuest, playing for 8 years, I had 1 max level tune because it was that hard.
24 hours a day, they are not Jeremy or Clark. They are Tibernoff for over almost half of their lifetime in a year. And he's got 5 characters rocking that. So 9. I'm sorry, I'm being corrected that. I try to dumb it down so it doesn't seem so bad, but he's got 9 characters. That total of 9 by 5 months apiece, do the math. Like, that's like 4 years minimum of not being, his whatever his social insurance number is, a productive member of society. Everybody's got hobbies and interests, but it can be controlling,
So when you died, it was bullshit. And in the original EverQuest, when you died, I touched on this before, you had to get your body within a certain amount of time. And if you died in a bad place where 12 people had to get you there, and 12 people aren't willing to go back and get your body rots. And in 24 hours, it goes to the graveyard. And you can get your body back, but all your gear that you've tried to get for years is gone. There's been people that have committed suicide over it. That's why they've stopped it now. Like in EverQuest, they created like body summoning altars so you could just get your corpse back and like that. Like it's insane. Think about it. If you sunk 8 years of your life into a tune and then it just disappeared, everything, all the stuff you've worked for.
How is this any different than somebody who plays with model trains?
It's not. And some of those dudes get divorced from their wives because they spend more time with their trains than they do with their wives. Again, they lose the interaction, the thing that I think all people really need. As a society, we need to be able to function with each other and not isolate ourselves in our rooms. And I get technology and everything, and that's the way it's kind of going. And that's why it's more an individual's responsibility to get out there and be a part of it, to me.
When you kill someone or something in these games, your brain doesn't know any better, and so it releases endorphins, which pump through your veins and give you a sense of satisfaction.
Go play paintball. I guarantee you get a lot of endorphins and adrenaline. I've never played paintball, but I'm sure it's pretty exhilarating. You know, you can go for a hike and just look around. But that's the thing. Nature doesn't impress these people anymore. The simplest of things. Like, my God, there are things on this planet that just fly around. That's incredibly impressive, but nobody cares about it. You know, they can't take it in anymore. A sunset is bullshit to them. What? The only time they see a sunrise is to tell them it was time to go to bed because they've been gaming too long.
So for me, it's not just log in and play. It's log in and I have to do behind the scenes stuff. I have to do clerical work.
And I think that they go outside and they get mad at everything because it's not as controlled environment, and every little thing about life that you used to be able to deal with on a normal level, like being at a red light or being in a lineup somewhere, it's just a complete hassle to have to be out in public at all.
We don't want to deal with kids and we don't want to deal with bull. You know, you're there to play a game to have fun. We don't need drama queens causing chaos.
Honestly, I don't want to say that people have a problem, but I think that people need to not spend so much time playing video games and exercising just their thumbs. They need to spend some more time, getting out, enjoying the fresh air. Like, look, it's beautiful. Like, why wouldn't you want to?